Have you ever watched a movie and suddenly felt like you were seeing yourself on screen? Not because the character looks like you, but because of what they're going through. The suppressed emotions, the sleepless nights, the loneliness, the pressure, or that haunting feeling that you're living a life that doesn't truly belong to you. It hits something real, deep inside. In this video, we're going to explore films that dive into the human psyche, not just to watch, but to feel, to understand, and maybe even to heal. If you've ever finished a movie and just sat there in silence, overwhelmed by what you just experienced, then this video is for you. And if you find this topic meaningful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below sharing the psychological film that left a lasting impact on you. And now, let's dive into the heart of today's video. Fight Club explores a range of deep psychological issues, primarily centered around identity, consumerism, and mental illness. The unnamed narrator suffers from dissociative identity disorder, unknowingly creating an alter ego, Tyler Durden, who represents his repressed desires and rebellion against societal norms. This split personality reveals his internal conflict between conformity and freedom. The film critiques modern masculinity, portraying men as disconnected and emasculated in a world dominated by materialism and routine. The narrator's insomnia reflects his existential crisis, a life devoid of meaning and authentic connection. As Tyler emerges, so does a dangerous philosophy, rooted in chaos, destruction, and self-destruction, all masked as personal liberation. Alienation, depression, and the search for purpose are central themes. Fight Club becomes a ritual to feel pain, power, and presence, a twisted way to reclaim control. Ultimately, the film reveals the danger of escaping pain through denial and the illusion of control, pushing the message that healing comes only through confronting one's truth, not destroying it. In essence, Fight Club is a psychological mirror of the modern man's fractured psyche, torn between who he is, who he's told to be, and who he truly wants to become. Black Swan, 2010, delves deeply into the fragile psyche of Nina Sayers, a ballerina consumed by the pressure to achieve perfection. The film explores themes of identity fragmentation, psychosis, and the destructive pursuit of artistic excellence. Nina's struggle begins when she is cast as both the innocent white swan and the seductive black swan in Swan Lake, forcing her to confront the duality within herself. As the pressure intensifies, Nina experiences hallucinations, paranoia, and delusions, blurring the line between reality and imagination. Her need for control and purity clashes with the dark, repressed aspects of her personality, which begin to emerge violently. This psychological split mirrors symptoms of schizophrenia or dissociative identity disorder as she loses grip on her sense of self. The film also touches on sexual repression, overbearing parental influence, and the toxic environment of professional ballet. Nina's descent into madness is symbolic of how the demand for flawlessness, combined with emotional suppression, can lead to self-destruction. Ultimately, Black Swan portrays the cost of losing oneself in the pursuit of perfection, suggesting that true transformation comes not from control, but from embracing imperfection and complexity within. The Truman Show explores profound psychological themes centered around identity, reality, and control. Truman Burbank lives in a meticulously constructed world, unknowingly the star of a reality TV show since birth. His seemingly perfect life is a fabricated illusion, raising issues of existential crisis and loss of autonomy. One major psychological theme is paranoia. As Truman begins to notice inconsistencies, repetitive routines, staged interactions, and suspicious behavior, he becomes increasingly paranoid, questioning the truth of his environment. This reflects a deep human fear. What if everything we believe is a lie? The film also highlights the effects of surveillance and manipulation. Truman's life is orchestrated without his consent, echoing real-world anxieties about media control, privacy invasion, and lack of free will. His gradual awakening illustrates the painful yet necessary journey toward self-awareness. Truman's struggle symbolizes the battle between comfort and authenticity. Though his world is safe, it's not real. His decision to break free shows the courage it takes to face the unknown in order to live a genuine life. American Beauty, 1999, is a deep psychological portrait of individuals trapped in the illusion of suburban perfection, exploring themes of repression, dissatisfaction, identity crisis, and the search for meaning. This story follows Lester Burnham, a middle-aged man experiencing a profound midlife crisis, who begins to question the emptiness of his existence, marriage, and career. Lester's psychological transformation is rooted in his desire to reclaim freedom, vitality, and individuality in a world that has rendered him numb. He develops an unhealthy obsession with his daughter's teenage friend, which reflects deeper issues of sexual repression, aging anxiety, and a longing for lost youth. His wife, Carolyn, presents a facade of success and control, but suffers from deep emotional emptiness and low self-worth, hiding behind materialism and perfectionism. Their daughter, Jane, struggles with teenage alienation, body image issues, and a lack of emotional connection with her parents. Her relationship with Ricky, a quiet but emotionally perceptive neighbor, highlights themes of emotional trauma and escapism through creativity and inner reflection. The film also examines toxic masculinity, repressed homosexuality through Colonel Fitz, and the devastating consequences of societal expectations on individual mental health. Ultimately, American Beauty critiques the superficial values of modern life and shows how denial, repression, and unfulfilled desires can lead to internal collapse. It's a powerful reminder of the human need for authenticity, connection, and the courage to confront one's truth, however uncomfortable it may be. The Machinist, 2004, presents a haunting psychological exploration of guilt, insomnia, identity loss, and the fragile boundary between reality and delusion. The film follows Trevor Resnick, a factory worker suffering from extreme insomnia who hasn't slept for a year. As his physical and mental state deteriorates, he begins experiencing paranoia, hallucinations, and intense feelings of persecution. Trevor's psychological condition is deeply rooted in repressed guilt. Throughout the film, he is haunted by strange occurrences and a mysterious figure named Ivan, whom no one else seems to see. These manifestations symbolize Trevor's fractured psyche and serve as clues to a suppressed trauma he refuses to face. His inability to confront the truth leads to severe dissociation, creating a distorted perception of reality. The film vividly portrays psychosomatic effects as Trevor's body becomes a visual representation of his mental torment, emaciated, pale, and fragile. His interactions with others become increasingly erratic, reflecting his deep isolation and inner chaos. The Machinist also touches on themes of moral responsibility, mental punishment, and the subconscious mind's mechanisms to cope with unresolved trauma. Trevor's journey is essentially a descent into madness caused by denial, and ultimately, a slow and painful path towards self-realization. In the end, the film suggests that peace and healing are only possible through acceptance and accountability. It's a psychological portrait of how guilt can consume a person from the inside out when left unacknowledged. If any of these films spoke to you, made you reflect, or even helped you understand yourself a little better, then I'm truly glad you were here. Movies like these remind us that we're not alone in what we feel, and sometimes a story on screen can say what we haven't found words for yet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know which psychological film has stayed with you the longest. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.